Bang! What's popping, people? We're back for another episode of Parlay Madness. This is episode 9. We ain't even 10 episodes in yet, and the show's blown up. Shout out to every single person in here right now. We're coming back off a poor week last week. Didn't hit any parlays. I went down personally 16 units. So we need to get those units back this week. You know how the game goes, up, down, up, down, up, down. But we always going up. And I think this week, we're going to have a good week. 2 weeks ago was a shit event, and I said I'm not confident on my reads. I don't like the event. But this week I am confident, and I do like the event, just like last week. So it's not guaranteed that we're going to win, but it's a guarantee that I like my plays. I have a lot of plays. I have a lot of underdog plays. So yeah, man, I think it's going to be a good week for us. And you already know, I got the permanent co-host right now, and I'm going to bring him in right now. My man, MMA line mover, a.k.a. JB, a.k.a. Jewish Better. What's going on, bro?
I think the dogs are barking this week, my man. I hear them woof woof. So I could smell a few underdog plays on this card as well. We haven't discussed any of the fights yet. So let's get into it, my dude. I'm excited.
Yes, sir. That's the good thing about this show. We don't discuss much through the week. Every now and then, we might discuss one or two fights, but I basically don't know any bets you're on this week. You don't know any bets I'm on this week. So it's going to be good to have a discussion live with you about some of the spots. Maybe you can, talk me into a couple of bets. Maybe I can talk you into a couple of bets, out a couple of bets. It's going to be fun, bro. We'll get straight into it. I'm a little bit behind today. Sorry, I was like 10 minutes late, guys. I literally just got in the house. I've been out all morning, so it took me a little while to ruffle everything up. But
you're here, my brother. You're here, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. And I know one thing before you start. I know somebody's going to say something. I still got a little bit of the Basharat pack left over. It's not from this week, but I still got a little Basharat pack.
I mean, Basharat minus 800, that lasts 8 times as long. So I'm sure you got some left of that. I know you smoke heavy, but that was a big-ass pack, man. So I'm not surprised you have some of it left. So without further ado, boys, I'm going to bring up the screen right now. You can see the exact screen I'm looking at. And we're going to get into the card, man. Bit of a shit card this week, but you know what they say about shit cards. You can still make a lot of money from them. So I think we're going to do that this week. First fight of the night, Chad Anheliger versus whatever this dude's name is, Charalampos Grigoriou. I don't mind Chad as an underdog here, JB, to be honest, bro. I think that the fight is very, very poor. I don't think the fight's a high-level fight. I think oftentimes with lower-level fights, the volatility is always inherently higher. And so I do feel like in this spot, we could see some wacky shit happen just because of the nature of the fighters. I don't rate either fighter too well. Chad Anheliger has most certainly improved from his early days, when I think he started his career with 3 losses at some point, 2-3 or something like that. His record was. He obviously did well coming into the UFC, got that win over Muin Gafurov, which could have gone either way. I went back and watched that recently. I actually bet on Chad Anheliger at massive prices, plus 350, plus 300 in that spot. Did he win? I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Obviously, the line was off. And that's kind of how I feel this fight. I felt like the line was off at plus 170, plus 180, where Chad Anheliger was earlier in the week. At this point in time, I'll have to look at the line like live right now. At this point in time, where's Chad sitting at? Chad's sitting at plus 148, plus 135, some books, plus 150. I think the line is trending correct. I still think, Chad probably could be a bit of a less of a underdog, maybe like plus 120 you make him, plus 125. So yeah, I guess I picked Charalampos for the win, but I do think Chad Anheliger holds some value in the underdog spot here. I don't think either fighter deserves to be like a big favorite in this spot. What do you think, bro?
Yeah, I don't want to spend too much time. I think the cardio advantage is going to be held by Anheliger. I got in on Anheliger at plus 170. Clearly, where the line's sitting at, I think that's a good move. So I can't root against my bet. I got to go with Anheliger here. I think there's a little bit of value to be scraped off, just like you said. I think he should probably be around plus 120. If anything, a pick him. So I'm going to take the experience here. I think he has the better cardio, and I think he's fought the better level of competition at the UFC level. Give me Chad Anheliger here. And the only thing I'm a little worried about, he's 37 years old. But he did pretty good in his last performance. He did get finished, but Jose Johnson had a huge reach advantage there. I think is super powerful as well and poses a lot of problems. I think Charlampus is a easier matchup. So give me Chad here. Long story short.
Yeah, and Chad was having his moments in that fight against Jose Johnson. Yes, he was rounds down. Yes, he lost the fight in the third round. I actually bet on fight ends by submission in that spot because both guys just love to get subbed. And both guys love to get in grappling scenarios, even if they're not initiating it. So I thought that was an easy bet for me there. Plus 240 cashed. And I don't think Grigoriou has the slickness in the jiu-jitsu as Jose Johnson. So I feel like Chad can work his game, get back up to his feet. Yeah, man. I agree with what you're saying, bro. So we'll write Chad down. And boys, if you haven't listened to the show before, the way the show goes is that we're going to break every single fight on the card down for your entertainment and viewing pleasure, give you our thoughts on the fight. And we're also going to write down any plus EV legs we see on the fight. And after that, at the end of the show, we're going to make parlays to hopefully cash. We've been killing it this year. The show is on absolute fire. We're up plus 70 units after 8 episodes. So we're averaging just under 10 units every single week with no losses on average. So, yeah, the show's been fucking insanity since it started. And hopefully we're going to continue that this week. But that's the layout of the show. So we'll write down Chad Anheliger at plus 148 because that's the line he is right here. Do you think he's going to finish? Is there any other legs you want to add in terms of the overs or unders?
We might want to look at round props this week or over unders. I kind of like the over here. I think this fight goes the distance. I could see a round 3 finish for Chad. I think Grigoriou has finishing upside early. He has some power. Could crack the chin of Chad, but I think Chad's pretty tough.
Yeah.
Let's look at the numbers.
Fight goes the distance plus 125. I actually like that. I think that the fight goes the distance should be favored.
This is 125, right?
Plus 125 there. Sorry, I'm going to zoom in for you and everyone else.
I like it.
Over 1.5 rounds is kind of cool as well. But if it goes over, does it go the distance? Not necessarily. I'm going to write over 1.5 rounds for a little square. And then I'll add the GTD as well. And as always, JB, we don't have to add these in if we don't want at the end, Over 1.5. I guess I like the overs. We like the overs because we're on the Chad side. Maybe if we was on Charalampa's side, we might not like the overs as much. But that's the game we play. Whoever we favor, we're gonna favor some type of total based on that fighter for the most part, right? If we really think Chad's gonna win, we're probably more gonna look at the overs. If we think Charalampa's win, maybe we look at the unders a little bit more. That's just how it goes. But Chad's a tough guy anyway, not super easy to finish. Next fight is Corey McKenna versus Jacqueline Amorim. So, JB, I'll kick this one off because I want to say something, but I won't be long. I want to say that I was not planning to have a bet on this fight at all, right? I didn't think I'd be playing this fight. It's a women's MMA, strawweight, even money fight, minus 110 apiece, minus 125 Corey, whatever it was. And then one day, I woke up out of my slumber to see Corey McKenna was minus 190. And I was like, all right, well, I guess Jacqueline Amorim is most certainly decided plus 155. I don't know what happened to her. Maybe a bad weight cut. Maybe some news inside of the camp. I don't really understand how the line just went wide and wide and wide like that. So most certainly, I believe Amorim is decided plus 155. I mean, outright, Corey McKenna maybe minus 115. Like, I think this fight is fairly 50-50, man. I've seen Corey be put in some terrible positions by Cheyenne Vlismus, Bias, whatever you want to call her. I've also seen her put in some bad positions by Kay Hansen, where I played Corey McKenna at plus 180 there, and I don't think she necessarily deserved to get the decision. And so I've seen her been put in bad positions on the mat time and time again. I've seen her struggle with wrestling time and time again. And I just don't really see anyone as a big favorite in this spot. Amorim is a very good jiu-jitsu fighter. She's very dangerous. She's always going to have round 1 upside against anyone in the sport. So, yeah, easy plus 150 underdog shot on Amorim here. What about yourself?
Yeah, I'm glad we're seeing eye to eye. And I think this is like one of the things where, as I'm a grappler, so I tend to see like the grapplers a little bit upside. Now, you got to remember, this is full-on MMA, so she's going to have to strike with her. But she has a huge reach advantage. And I think people actually underrate Amorim's stand-up as well. She works at a good gym at ATT. I don't think her stand-up's like piss poor. And once this hits the mat, it's going to be a big upside for Amorim. I don't want to go into all the things like Kay Hansen taking her down, getting on top. I think that was a bad look. I think people are underestimating also the ability to sweep for Amorim and wrestle up and get on top. I think she could pull guard and get on top as well. If her wrestling was better, I don't think it's poor. She has a good single leg. I think she's going to be able to get McKenna down here. I think she's the more physical girl as well. And the thing is, at the end of the day, it's not like McKenna's like a knockout puncher, so I don't really have to worry about one shot. It would have to be like a bad gas. And I think the Amorim gassing part was more so due to the debut. Sam Hughes, you go up against her, she's going to put the pressure on you. It could happen against anyone, and I think that was a big debut spot for her where she just didn't get the job done, which she could have in round one. Had she finished that fight, and maybe she has a little bit better wrestling, she's a minus 500 here. I'm not even joking. So I'm going with Amorim. I think she has all the upside here, and so far we agree on two of these. But I'm strong on Amorim here. I really like her. I liked her before this plus money, so maybe I'm taking the bait, but I'm going to go on Amorim here and stick with my gut.
Yeah, man. I'm glad we see eye to eye. It's interesting, we didn't speak about this fight at all, any fight at all, but we're 2 for 2 at the moment, and 2 underdogs, JB. So just like you said at the start of the show, man, the underdogs might be cooking, and when underdogs hit, I usually do well because I play a lot of underdogs. I play a lot of parlays, so people may be getting misconstrued that I don't play underdogs because I play a lot of parlays. You go back and look at my record, boys. Like, I'm playing underdogs every single week for years and years. So this may be another underdog that hits here. And you're exactly right, man. If she finished that fight against Sam Hughes, which she was very close to finishing, PS saying, didn't I play Sam Hughes over Amorim? I did play Sam Hughes over Amorim at plus 200. And, man, I was sweating my bollocks off in round one. I thought she was going to finish in round one. She was very close to finishing a couple of times. If she did do that, it's minus 500 here. So I feel like there's a market overcorrection. The only thing I'm actually properly worried about, JB, is how the line moves so much. I am honestly worried about that because I don't see how you can play Corey McKenna up to minus 190 here. I just don't see how it is. So I don't know, man. That's the only thing I'm worried about, but I can't fucking base my bet on that. I'm just going to have to go on what I think. And what I think is that Amorim, is a good spot here. So yeah, I'll bet on Amorim. What's up, James JB in chat? I put 365 on a dollar bet. Bomb. Good luck, brother. I ain't betting no more bitches last UFO F my shit up. This guy needs to go back to school. If anyone is a teacher in the chat, please DM my man David Diaz. He needs to go back to English classes. Enzo saying, James, can we please get some type of reminder of what time this starts every Thursday? Please, maybe. Brother, I'm sorry, man. Like, I want to keep this every single week at the same time, but I'm out and about, it's tough for me, boys. Like, I train in the morning. Can we just be
honest? It was because of me, guys. Like, I got too high last night. I fell asleep. Let's just be real. It is what it is.
I'm gonna do my best, boys. We're gonna do our best to go the same time every week. We kept up with it for a while, but just with the way my life is set up, it's not always possible for me to go the exact same time every week. But I'm gonna try and give you more notice for sure. Today was a bit of a random one. But anyway, moving on, boys. We like Jacqueline Amorim there, and
yeah, we got to put her as the leg for the parlay.
We've got to put her in the leg of the parlay.
All right. Let's do that. That's beautiful. I don't care about the line move. I'm like, if I fall for the trap, I got to take where I think the value is. I was on her before. Gonna stick with it.
I agree.
Do we like any props? I think she could get it done a variety of ways. So,
yeah, it's tough. Corey's a tough bitch to finish, man.
Never been finished, so the decision could have some value depending on the number.
Yeah, let's see the line.
Just because she's never been finished, who's to say that Amorim doesn't sub her? Like, she might be one of the best BJJ girls that she's faced so far.
Like, her path for most fights is has she even ever won a decision, Amorim? I don't even know if she's won. I don't think she's won a decision.
That doesn't mean that she can't.
Right. Doesn't mean that she can't.
It was close to winning a dominant one against Ruiz, though. In all reality,
very true. Look, bro, honest, I'm going to write Amorim decision in.
Okay.
That plus 500 is kind of nice, bro, like 500.
Dude, she takes her down. McKenna does everything to not get subbed, but just doesn't win.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Eric's saying it's a free entertaining show, so no complaints here. I'm happy there's no complaints from you, brother. It's not just a free entertaining show. It's probably the most profitable show in the entire community. JB, can you tell me another show that's up 70 units in 8 episodes? I'm just wondering.
We got to figure it out, brother. We got to figure it out.
In fact, boys, I've got it up right here. Let me show you this right now. We track all of our shit, right? So this is the parlays from the Parlay Madness live stream. Let's have a look at this. This is based on 1 unit bet. 70 units, 1 lost. Can you see that, boys? Look how many units are won and lost. 70 units after 8 episodes. And look at the ROI there. That ROI is looking clean. I hope you boys can see that. I don't know if I'm zoomed in enough, but the ROI, 123%. Oh, look, I would just like to know if there's anyone else out there up 70 units on a show that gives out actual bets, physical bets that track their bets, because I'm not too sure, And this ain't a shot at another show. This is to say that it ain't just entertaining, my brother. We're giving out bundles and bundles of cash completely for free. So shout out to my man Eric, man, because I'm glad it's entertaining as well. So, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, ain't going to be every week, but when we do hit, it's going to be lucrative. It's going to be lucrative.
Yes, sir. And, yeah, that's the nature of the show, boys. We do the parlays, right? We're doing like 5-6 leg parlays. So there's going to be a lot of weeks where we don't hit any parlays like last week. But the smart people are up 70 units. And the idiots lost all their money last week and will never get it back again because they ain't going to make the bets again. So it's actually good because the smart people will profit. And it's always good that the smart people end up winning, It's when the shitty gamblers end up winning, it's kind of a slap in the face to us real gamblers.
That's a fact.
Thiago Moises versus Mitch Ramirez. I'll let you take this one away, bro. I took the last 2 away.
Yeah, I actually think Mitch Ramirez is the value side from a money line standpoint. I haven't seen any film of him actually being taken down. His grappling from the top position seems good. Yeah, he got knocked out by Prades, but Prades hits a lot harder than Moises. I think this fight's a lot closer than the line indicates, and he got a nice knockout from the clinch as well with a knee in his last fight. I thought that was good. Moises obviously going to have a big BJJ advantage, I think, if it gets to the ground. He should be able to take the back, get to the positions he wants. But if this fight remains standing, I don't necessarily think he's going to cover minus 400. And I think a lot of people are parlaying Moises as if that he's going to cover that price tag. But I'm predicting Moises to win the fight, get the fight to the ground. But if not, I think Ramirez is a live dog. I think he's going to look to knock him out early as well, considering the short notice nature of the fight. He looked good on the weight cut as well. It's not like he missed weight when considering other fighters that weren't short notice did miss the weight. This guy came in, made the weight. I'm going to go with flyer on Mitch Ramirez here. I think he can knock out Thiago Moises. And it's not a strong pick, but it's one that I do like. And the last thing I do want to note is the one favorite in Moises that's seen resistance on the other side. Big favorite, you know what I mean? Like Mike Davis, the line just keeps going towards his way. All right, yeah, it stopped, but it's not getting action back the other way. We're talking about, some of these other big favorites like in the Kennedy and Nzechukwu. You're not really seeing action coming back the other way. Whereas Mitch Ramirez, that line's moved a bit the other way, back and forth. So it's the last thing I wanted to mention. Not saying it's a lock, but I'm going with Mitch Ramirez.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I don't have the balls to play Mitch Ramirez. I ultimately think he gets finished in this fight via the jiu-jitsu, but I do think that round 1, he has some upside here. He's a physical guy, big guy, fought a bigger weight classes than Moises could ever fight at in his career. So I do think there's a chance he bum rushes in round 1. But if I didn't see the Joe Alvarez fight, I probably would never even be saying that, right? So the Alvarez fight did happen, so we don't ignore it. But I also... You could convince me that we give him a little bit of a pass on the Alvarez fight. And then if we do that, then I ain't really seeing too much upside for Mitch Ramirez, right? He's got a tough fight against Moises, my man. Moises is a very good fighter, very good grappler. He's pretty solid all round, never really fucks up too much. The Alvarez fight, you know, he fucked up a little bit, but I don't know, man. Outside of that, I think, you know, he's a solid all-round fighter. I actually kind of like him.
Yeah, that Bobby Green fight was close, man. And there was another fight where he was getting Michael Johnson, I think it was. He was getting the piss kicked out of him and then pulled the ankle lock out of his ass, bro. Like,
Bobby Green's a very good fighter, though. Bobby Green's a great fighter.
I agree, but he's a bit old. You know, he can fight close a lot of the times as well. I don't know. I just think the way to beat. I'm not taking a Mitch Ramirez, but I'm just definitely not betting Moises.
No, neither am I. I'm not betting Moises. I don't think there's any value on him. Something I do like in this one, JB, is the fight doesn't go to decision at minus 200. I think that Moises is going to sub him. You know, that's my ultimate prediction. But I think Mitch Ramirez can knock him out. So, you know, it's kind of like a Michael Johnson Moises fight. I just feel like it ends inside the distance at a decent clip, especially, you know, short notice nature of the fight. I think it can make it a little bit more ends ITD bound. So, yeah, man, I like ends ITD. I guess we can write down Mitch Ramirez because we think that, you know, the line's a bit wide at minus 400.
Probably not even gonna use him though. I mean, if his path is a round one knockout, are we agreeing on that? Like,
yeah, we're agreeing on that.
We take the round one knockout at that point. Like, I don't even know if we're gonna throw that in a parlay. So it's up to you. I do like the fight doesn't go the distance as well. What's the line on that?
Bro, something crazy happened to this. Look at this. This is proper zoomed in. Anyway, boys, I ain't the internet whiz, you know. I just whiz at making money from watching people kick each other's heads in. All right. What did you say you wanted, bro? Round 1 KO?
No, I think the fight doesn't go is good enough for now. As much as
people are trying to smash that line, man.
Minus 240.
Look at the under 2.5. What? Well, go on with that, bro. Should we just put the under 2.5 in? I mean, the line, like, there's no way I'm going ends ITD.
I don't think that's correct. That can't be correct, bro.
What's all that about, man? Come on, Dave Mason. I know you watched the show, bro. Sort this out. I guess it ain't even Dave's fault. It's my guys out at Fight Odds. I know you watched the show too, brother. You need to sort this out.
It's crazy.
Your API tools ain't working. I don't know what one to put in now, JB.
I think we're gonna have to look at Bet Online.
Oh, we have to go. We have to actually go to Bet Online officially. All right, let's go to Bet Online, boys. We're gonna do this live right now. Live viewing Bet Online. I ain't bet on Bet Online in a while, to be honest.
Oh, here we go. You got it.
Yeah, I got it. I just haven't used Bet Online to place any bets in a while. I can't be fucking with Bet Online. They say they don't.
What are you doing, mate? You're clicking Chad Anheliger.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
Tell me Bet Online don't limit, and then I can only win like $200 on it.
You're right. It is. But then it's got over one. It's got over 1.5 and under 1.5. I don't know if I like either of those.
Mate, fuck all of that. We need the under 2.5, but Bet Online don't have alternate totals, so then we're just gonna have. You know what? We'll see what's the under 2.5. Boys, at 135, 170, minus 160. Let's just take the minus 163.
Which DraftKings? I think that's fair. To the left.
DraftKings, bro.
It should be just right there, bro.
Oh, what one?
To the right there. Yeah, that's fair.
It's not there.
You gotta be shitting me. Okay, whatever.
Minus 165 is fine. We got minus 160, minus 130, minus 18, minus 190, minus 165. We take minus 165. It's in the middle.
All right, bet.
Yeah, that's fine. All right. Moises under 2.5, minus 165. Let's see Moises sub. It's probably going to be shit. Moises sub plus 150.
No, there's no way we could play that.
No, it's better than his money line, though. I'd rather use the money line, to be honest. I mean, sorry, I'd rather play submission than money line. But yeah, we don't really love this one, so we'll move on. Nothing else you want to push?
Not on this fight.
Shit fight. Speaking of not shit fights, Joshua Culibao versus Danny Silva. One of the best fights on the card. Probably one of the most entertaining fights on the card. Can't see this fight being boring. Two strikers going to go up and bang it out. Danny Silva Obviously pumped out a lot of volume, very good boxing, very good hooks to the body. I like the way he fights. He's there to be hit, there to be caught, there to be catched. I've seen him grappled a couple of times. I haven't seen it, but I know he got submitted amateur days, and I've seen him grappled professional days. And we have seen Joshua Culibao grapple a little bit in the UFC, not too often, but I have seen him reverse position. I have seen him get a rear naked choke on Melsik Bagdasarian off a weird slip thing. He didn't even really take him down. So he's opportunistic in that spot. Maybe he could use his veteran UFC spirit to get some grappling going here. If the fight stays on the feet, I feel like Danny Silva's probably going to wear him out. But I think Culibao has good upside early to crack Danny Silva, hurt Danny Silva. He throws shots from good angles. He's a good technical striker, but he doesn't have a lot of athleticism. I don't think he's athletic really at all. He's just a good technical striker. So he gets his power from his sharpness and his quickness. Whereas I feel like Danny Silva's just got more of those fast twitch muscle fibers. Overall, I think that Danny Silva's a good underdog play here. I think he might be in a little bit undervalued based on the skill set he brings to the fight. I feel like the fight should be closer to a pick'em, considering that both fighters don't really have grappling upside. I don't really see Culibao taking this guy down too much, and I don't really see Danny Silva taking this guy down. So if it's going to be a striking fight, is Culibao really covering close to minus 200 in a striking fight? I just don't agree with it. So yeah, I'll go with Danny Silva as a little underdog shot on this fight. What about you, bro?
Yeah, so we're going to disagree on this one.
We have to speak about that.
I like Culibao just due to the footwork here. I think he has the better footwork. I think he's going to land counters here, especially early in the fight. I think he's going to find his range quicker than Silva. Silva's going to try and pressure him, but I think he's just going to run into counters. If he's able to get past that, he should be able to land to the body. So I like violence here all in all. But I'm not on the Silva side. I think he's a bit of a public dog as well, personally. Not that I want to take that into my handicap, but I'm just already on the Culibao side. I think he's going to land the better strikes, and I think he can even find a finish here with the counters on Danny Silva. But I think the fight doesn't go the distance is undervalued here. I think there should be a little bit of juice still to squeeze on that one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, I think it should be favored, but actually it's favored to go to decision. But with the way these guys fight, I don't really see how it's favored to go to decision. Ultimately, I didn't personally play that bet yet. I'm kind of thinking of it, to speak completely upfront with everyone here. I am thinking of playing the DGTD. I wouldn't play the under 2.5 because I think Silva can finish him in round 3. But it's tough because Culibao just doesn't like finishing people, and I just don't like betting on those type of fighters. But Danny Silva is there to be hit, so we'll see, man. But yeah, I think that's a plus EV leg. Whether I play it personally outside of this show, I don't know, but I do think it's a plus EV leg. So you think
it's just the way that Silva fights? I think, man, the guy's there to be hit, as you said, and he's going to come for the finish. I think at the end of the day, and I don't think Culibao's past being finished, especially if it's a attritive knockout. The later the fight goes, the body work, etc. Angel Pacheco is a tough son of a bitch. That guy I don't think has ever been finished. So I would, not put it past him finishing Josh Culibao or anybody else just because of that fight. He put out a lot of damage in that spot.
Do you think Culibao is still the side at minus 190?
I would say that's a bit wide. Yeah, man. His line's taking action, but. All right. I think it's for a reason.
Since I feel more strong, since I think Danny Silva is the money line side, then we'll put him in. But yeah, we both like the under more, or the DGTD, I should say. Plus 115. I like it better than under 2.5, JB, because I really think that Silva's going to come on strong in that third round. I also like Silva in round 2 or round 3. I'm going to write them down for me personally, and then whether we use them, that's another story.
I like both of those. I really like the round 3. I think that could hit. I might use that later. Wink, wink.
Yeah. All right. I want the round 2 free, and we always struggle with this one, the round 2 free. So let me see if I can get round 2 free. Let's see if we can get round 2 free on the beautiful book Ladbrokes. We'll go UFC MMA. We'll go view all and Culibao Silva. We'll go round betting. Silva 2-3 is plus 540. I'll have a bit of that. Thank you, lad. 2-3 plus, what did I say, 540? 540?
Wrong person to ask.
Yeah, 540, bro. And then the 3, which I actually kind of like better than the 2, which is kind of not too often with me. 3, I like, 1100. Suck your mum. It's not 1100. Let's see what it is in Bet Online. Because the only reason I'm using 2-3 on Ladbrokes is because Bet Online don't offer the 2-3. For every other bet, we use Bet Online. Silver 2-3, 1200. Okay, 3, 1200. All right, even though maybe someone else got it at much better price than that, but we'll leave that here. All right, Silver 3 plus 1200 down there, and we shall move on. I'll let you take this one away as well, bro. This is Ode Osbourne versus Jafel Filho.
I don't even have a strong read on this fight, man, in all honesty. I think Filho's got a grappling upside here. Ode's been trying to work on his grappling. I think he can knock out Filho early, but I feel like a lot of people are going to be on the under here. I don't want to necessarily get cute with that, because the thing is, if Ode does hurt him, I think Filho will just sit guard, and I don't know if Ode will follow him. I think that could be a very frustrating bet. Just a gut feeling there. And I was going to get caught up in the under if fight doesn't go the distance, because it's pretty obvious, right? Like, Osbourne could finish him on the feet, or Filho gets this to the ground and he finishes him. But I just don't necessarily think that's true. I don't trust Filho's wrestling. I think it's decent, but he doesn't have a very good takedown accuracy, statistic-wise. Although you could say Ode Osbourne has been taken down by worse wrestlers. He got taken down by Charles Johnson. So why shouldn't Filho be able to get this to the mat? Give me Filho to win the fight. I don't have a strong read on it, though, whatsoever. And I think he's liable to be hurt on the feet. I saw it in the Perez fight last time where he was getting hurt to the body, going down, pulling guard. I don't like those reactions. I think he has a bit of quit in him. I think for the people taking Filho by sub, fight ends by sub is like a small difference. I'm not saying Ode is going to sub him, but I would just look into, it's stupid if you're going to take if you have the fight ends by sub option at plus 130 and Filho sub is plus 140. I'm just saying I see a lot of people out there taking Filho sub. I don't think that prop cashes. I think he can get a knockout. I think he can get a decision, or I think he could lose. I think it's a little bit square of a prop, and don't want to get caught up in that either. So I'm going to pass on this fight all in general. That's long story short. A lot of shit to say. I'm passing.
Yeah, fair enough, man. I don't care too much about the fight in terms of money line side. I might be a little bit square, but I do like the fight ends inside the distance, JB. I think there's just too many, I guess, obvious signs that the fight ends inside the distance that you kind of just have to favor it quite heavily here. It doesn't always play out like that. Oftentimes we see fights go to decision when the signs are saying that they shouldn't go to decision. I remember the blonde-haired guy, Silva, another Silva. I can't remember his name. The blonde-haired Silva versus...
You're talking about Daniel De Silva?
Yeah, against that... Not Daniel Lacerda, but Daniel Silva, I think it is. Against that Johnny Munoz Jr. All the signs there pointed to inside the distance. And I got caught on that one a little bit. That fight happened very similarly to what you're saying. Every time Silva hurt him, aka Osbourne hurt him.
You sit down, and then it's just so frustrating because you're watching some BS and the guy doesn't finish him. And I could totally see that here at the spot.
He just laid guard and played negative, but I don't think Filho is just going to play negative, to be honest. Even if he gets hurt, I think he'll go straight back at Osbourne. I just think that's the way he's born. If you look at his fights, the guy's killer be killed in basically every single fight I've ever seen of him. The guy seems like allergic to go to a decision too much. He's been to a decision a couple of times, not often. And then Ode, I think he's been finished in every single one of his losses. So I'm pretty comfortable in a decision here. In doesn't go to decision here. Could be wrong. I will write that down for me personally. Whether we use it is another story, as we always say. I don't think it's like a square bet per se. I think it's actually, kind of smart. It's just have a bad gut feeling about it is all. Yeah, I feel you. Are we both saying Filho is the money line side at -150?
Yes, I do agree on that one. So I think he should be able to get a sub here. I think that's the most logical path.
I'll go under 2.5 at 200 instead of the DGTD. Just a little bit more palatable than the -260 for me.
Okay, fair enough.
But boys, like we always say, we might not even use these legs. They're just legs that we feel like have some value, plus EV legs that we may or may not use. We may not even use some of these we might not use any props for the entire fight. That happens very often. But we'll see how it goes. So next fight on the card is going to be Josiane Nunes versus Chelsea Chandler. I'll take this one away. This is a comedy fight, very funny fight. Anytime Josiane steps in front of the octagon, it's a comedy fight. And it seems like, based on her 2 fights in the UFC, anytime Chelsea steps in the octagon, it's a comedy fight as well. You know, she was memed running away from Norma Dumont in her last fight. And man, she's been hurt on the feet a good few times now in her career. You know, we've seen on the regional scene she get hurt. We've seen against Norma Dumont she's get hurt. And I think Josiane can hurt her, man. Josiane, she's very funny because she's so small. She's so tiny, but she hits like a truck. And I think she can knock out Chelsea Chandler in this fight. On top of that, I think that if Chelsea Chandler gets in full mount, I mean, it's going to be like a heavyweight on heavyweight. It's going to be like a Chris Barnett on top of Jake Collier situation. I don't really see Josiane Nunes working her guard back up, shrimping and getting. I just can't see it, boys. Like, I feel like Chelsea Chandler's on top of her and she's going to pound away like she did against Julia Stoliarenko. So I like the under in this spot. I feel like it's a very popular play. I know a lot of people are going to be playing it. It seems very obvious. Could be a square bet in terms of everyone's on it and it just goes to decision. Could be another tilting one because Josiane Nunes has been to decision twice in a row now. And both of those fights were very tilting if you had Josiane inside the distance, just like I did against Romana Pascal there. I had her inside the distance. I don't know how she didn't finish that fight. And then Zarafan fight was a little bit more of a back and forth war. Wasn't really a fight where it looked like she was going to knock her out too much at any points. But yeah, I like the ITD here. I think probably Chelsea's the side at plus money. Because I think the grappling upside is kind of huge. You know, I think she's a much bigger girl, stronger girl. I think she trains with the right people there, especially in the jiu-jitsu department. I think that she's probably a little bit more skillful on the ground, or at least more aggro and dominant. Maybe not skillful, but as you know, JB, it's not always about skills on the ground. I know a lot of people like to say that, you know, BJJ, it just doesn't matter what size you are. It's all about skill. But at the end of the day, man, if you're fucking much larger than the opponent and you have some basic skills, you can just dominate them from top position. You just elbow the hell out of them. This is not jiu-jitsu. This is MMA. So the weight advantage definitely comes into play in the grappling a lot more than a jiu-jitsu tournament would. So even if skill for skill, they ain't that far apart, which I kind of believe that Chelsea's a level above her. I think she may be like purple or brown belt even, Chelsea Chandler. So I don't know what that means in modern day MMA. You know, we see these guys come in at black belts and like white belts.
For that, Josiane Nunes, I believe, just got her blue belt. So
okay.
I think
that's embarrassing.
There's no argument. I think Chelsea Chandler is better on the mat. Does that come into play in effect in this fight? Who knows? I think the physicality plays a little bit more in WMMA. I think Chelsea Chandler has a massive top control advantage here. I'll let you go with the under here. I don't even want to waste that much time on this fight, man. This one kind of is a stinker. It is kind of a meme fight at the end of the day. And I can see some meme shit happening here. I'll say Chelsea Chandler's probably the money line side. I'm going to go with you. Yeah, and I'm going to go with the under 2.5 as well. I like violence here. I don't think necessarily everybody's on the under 2.5. I think people, you know, WMMA, they just go with the over, you know. They see these girls have been over before in the past, and they'll click that button.
Probably the ends ITD over the under 2.5.
What are we getting for the ends? Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I want to get burned there.
Minus 135. Let me see some Chandler KO because, you know.
Can we do fight ends by KO?
Yeah, that's a decent one. Does Bet Online Chandler KO plus 550? I'm just going to write it down. I mean, what submission is she going to get this girl in? She's going to head an arm.
Arm triangle, but she probably. I feel like this little hobbit bitch ain't gonna get subbed, man. I feel like she's so short and stubby. If she gets to mount, she is just gonna punch. you know? And
I can't see an arm triangle in there, bro. To be honest, man, I can't see it, man.
I don't
Obviously,
either. It could happen,
Nunes,
but I don't either.
that's funny.
I feel like he's so short and stubby that she's just gonna get knocked. You know, I like Chandler KO plus 550. Chandler ITD probably worth the squeeze to just take the KO. I think
What's
that's the more likely.
What is ITD plus 285? It's not bad. What is So does Bet Online offer the ends by KO?
Nah.
Who offers ends by KO? Is it on Fight Odds? Because if it is, we write it down.
It's not. It's not. It would have to be on here. So.
Okay, let's have a look. See if 17 markets, they might not have the market. By ends by KO is plus 115. It's not a great price, is it? We'd rather just take the under.
Yeah, we're good with what we got here. Let's move on to that next one. I think we got it.
Mike Davis, Natan Levy. I think Mike Davis is going to beat him up, to be honest. Levy can maybe like squeak something out because he's going to bounce around a little bit, do a couple of kicks, probably shoot a lot of takedowns. But Mike Davis is a very physical guy. He's got a very strong sprawl, very athletic. I think he'll be able to sprawl on any takedowns that Levy will definitely bring. I think Mike Davis has good cardio. I think he does slow down in fights, but most of the time I've seen him slow down there in high-paced fights. I can't really recall a fight I've seen him slow down where they haven't been very high-paced. And a lot of damage has been dished out on both sides. So no surprise that he's been, he's slowed down in those type of fights. I don't know if I've ever seen Mike Davis versus the Bone Crusher. I don't know why I'm feeling like that would be a very good fight. Mike Davis versus Mark Diakese. Just a random thought from me. He's never fought him.
You're hurting my feelings right now, though, brother. I think this is very anti-Semitic of you, actually. Yeah. Are you sure you might get canceled? You might get canceled.
I might get canceled, but bro, some of the stuff I've said at this point, I should have been canceled already, so I don't really give a fuck about it, I guess. But yeah, I'm going against the Jew here, bro. I'm going against the Israeli. I think he's a little bit out of his depth here. This fight, I got a weird gut feeling that some weird shit's going to happen, but bro, I don't listen to gut feelings too much in this game, man, because 50% of the time they're wrong, which means that I can literally flip a coin. So I just ignore them. I think Mike Davis is probably going to fuck him up, man. What do you think?
He's going to kick him in the nuts for a DQ. Southpaw versus Orth. No, I'm just playing. I think Jews can't fight, brother. I think Mike Davis should probably win this spot, but there's no way I'm playing him at a money line. Like, I got to give my dude Levy a chance. He's tough as nails. I don't think he's ever been finished. So people are saying it's going to be a wash. Mike Davis is going to finish him. I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't really have a take on this fight, my man, whatsoever. I wanna go with my Jewish guy, Natan Levy. I think I gotta support Israel here, my brother. I'm gonna be on an island. I don't think I know a single handicapper that's on Levy. I don't know, man. Plus 350 you're giving me? Giving me plus 350? I think he's the value side personally here, my brother. He's not the best striker, but this guy Davis is coming off shoulder surgery. He's coming off a lengthy layoff, and I don't know if his mind's 100% in the game. I think Levy could land some big spinning kicks early. My problem with Levy is he's just a gasser. The later the fight goes, he gasses. He depends on his wrestling too much. His wrestling isn't that good, so he's inefficient with the moves he uses, and that's what makes him gas so badly. On top of that, he does push through it pretty well. But, Breeden was putting on him at certain points in that spot, so that ain't the best look. If Breeden's putting on you, Mike Davis is most likely going to be putting it on you as well. So I think it's just going to have to be a dog or pass, most likely a pass from me.
Yeah, I like Mike Davis. A skill for skill, I think Mike Davis is, dominates the guy. I think it's blue belt versus brown belt, skill for skill MMA. But if you're playing Levy, I feel like it's all intangible based. I feel like you have to mention Mike Davis being a gamer, being a streamer. I feel like you have to mention Mike Davis having some surgeries, having some injuries. I feel like you have to mention Mike Davis not, fighting once a year for like 3-4 years now. I feel like those are the reasons you're betting Levy. I don't think you can bet him skill for skill.
Yeah. There's no way I bet Levy here. There's just no way.
For that reason, plus 350 isn't even enough. I think skill for skill, he's blown out of the water here. But yeah, if Mike loses, it's going to be based on those intangibles, which can cause massive, dramatic disimprovements in fighters fight to fight. But I don't know. Mike was posting today on his Instagram saying he's excited to fight. He's fighting again for a chance to climb up the rankings and stuff. So I don't know. His mind seems fairly positive to me, but I don't even look into that shit. We'll just
pass. Okay, I like that. I don't mind that.
Pass completely, bro. I don't think there's too much more to be said on that one.
Don't think there's any value.
I think minus 500 is probably accurate, but I don't think there's much juice on the bone for me to play it. So yeah, next fight is Gerald Meerschaert versus Brian Barberena. Probably one of my worst reads on the entire card. So I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen in this fight. I think overall, earlier on one of my breakdowns on Instagram about 5 days ago, I picked GM3 to win via submission. But I don't fucking know what's going to happen in this fight. I don't have a read on it, bro. So, yeah, I'm very transparent and honest with you guys, right? Like, I'm coming out here right now and saying I don't have a read. You ain't going to hear me make reads for the sake of the entertainment or for the sake of the show. I don't really care. I don't see this fight playing out any specific way. I think multiple things can happen multiple different times they fight. I think both fighters are on a downward trajectory, so I don't really know where they're at in their careers. I don't think we're getting the fighters that I've watched on tape. So how the fuck am I going to know what's going to happen this weekend? So I'm just going to pass it on to you. Maybe you got a better read than me, bro.
Yeah, I like decision here. I think a lot of people taking the under, taking the violence. I think both of these guys are liable to not get a finish. As much as we think Brian Barberena is washed, I think GM3, isn't necessarily... He's finished all of his fights, but look at his last fight. He wasn't able to finish Andre Prochaska. Yeah, he had moments there, but even in those moments, he necessarily didn't jump on it. And I could see him having a massive grappling upside here, so I'm going to take the grappling advantage once again. I think I'll go with GM3. He doesn't have the best offensive wrestling, though, to get it there, and his chin is just sitting there. I think a guy like Brian Barberena could crack him early. And I don't necessarily trust it. So I'm going to have to go with a pass on this fight again, man. But my read is GM3. I think he wins. I think he wins a fair clip of the time using the grappling. We've seen time and time again, Brian Barberena get to the mat. He's flat on his back. He's not doing the right things. He looks extremely worn down. I don't think he is trying to move up the rankings at this point in his career. I think GM3 trains at a good gym as well. So give me GM3 here, man. That's my pick.
Okay, minus 237. I don't even really want to put it in, but if you want to, we can.
Nah, dude, that's like I said, man. I'm fine with just passing. I think this is just a pass for me again, bro. Sorry to say it.
Same back-to-back fights we're passing on. I don't think we've ever done that in the history of the show, but that just shows that, yeah, although it's a parlay show, people look at it and go, oh, these guys are just betting a bunch of parlays. All I have to say to you is that I've got 25% ROI on my BetMGA tips. 6 years worth of parlays, 25% ROI. Almost unheard of in the sports betting world. Facts are facts. And back-to-back fights now, we've passed completely. So that's the discipline that we're showing right there. And at the end of the day, guys, we're doing an exciting show. Parlays is very exciting. It's very fun. Yes, yes, yes. But it's plus EV bets every single time we make these bets. And then we have to show the discipline like we've shown here, because one of the most integral part of sports betting is discipline. And I think passing on these fights is very disciplined of us. So, yeah, I'm happy we can do that. And we both agree on doing that. And we'll move on to the next fight, Pannie Kianzad versus Macy Chiasson 2. So the weigh-ins were overnight, and I woke up in the morning, went straight out, got some lovely sun on my skin, and enjoyed the day before I came on here. So I haven't looked at the weigh-ins yet. A few things were sent to me on DMs, as always. But can you tell me about the weigh-ins? I don't know if you watched them, but I was wondering if Macy Chiasson made the weight.
Oh, yeah, she made weight, and she's looked good all week. I think she did perfectly fine here, man. Both girls look good on the scales.
Okay, so she looked good, which is quite interesting because she's missed weight for 145 pounds before. So now she's making 135 well. So well done to her. I think in that case, and I already thought it anyway, really, but I think in that case, she kind of repeats the first fight, to be honest. I know a lot of times we will say that two fights never go the same, but sometimes they do, because nothing ever is the same, right? In MMA, nothing's the same. So what that means is that if two fights can never, always, never be the same, because that would mean that is always the same, that two fights are never the same. But that's not true. And I think this fight may be the same as their first fight, long time ago. But I think Macy Chiasson has massive wrestling upside. I think she has massive physicality upside. I think Pani is washed. I think Macy's looked good recently. And I think Macy potentially finishes Pani Kianzad in this spot. And that's going to be my prediction. What about you, bro?
Yeah, it's another violent spot for me as well. I see some people saying, no fights end the same. So Macy decision, right? I see a lot of Macy decision out there. Yeah, I do think she has a massive physicality upside, which equates a lot of the times to a massive grappling upside. I think she's going to have wrestling here. Penny has, arm bars from guard. Not the best. We saw in their last fight, Macy Chiasson dropped her as well on the feet. She has a lot of big power. She's very aggressive. And even on the ground in her last fight, she looked for that ground and pound. She's gotten ground and pound wins against, I think it was Sarah Moras. Penny Kianzad has been finished before via ground and pound by Tanya Evinger in a similar way. She just kind of shelled up, girl on big, a big bitch on top of you like Macy Chiasson punching you. It doesn't take much for the ref to want to stop that. So I like the 2-3 props here. I do think it could be early, and I'm going to go out on a limb, a little bit of a crazy play. I like Macy by KO here in this spot.
Yeah, I like Macy by KO, man. We might have to put that in. I think that, two fights don't end the same. So she ain't going to sub her. She's going to KO her this time, something like that. So I like it.
Machine Gun Kelly's going to get her revenge this weekend. Sean Strickland was punking her at a Power Slap, but now MGK is going to get her revenge this weekend against Pani Kianzad. A fight that's already happened back in the Ultimate Fighter days where she already was able to finish her. And I don't think it's like Pani Kianzad got much better than Chiasson. If anything, I think Chiasson's still around in her prime, whereas Chiasson has slowed down.
Yeah, I agree, bro. So Chiasson minus 260.
I like that it doesn't go the distance, bro. I honestly don't mind that either.
So do I, bro. Nzechukwu TD plus 250. So all of these bets I'm looking to play actually, personally, myself outside of this show. So we'll see where I end up on. Maybe I have already played one or two of them. I ain't going to speak too much now. Everyone in the elite zone knows Wagwan with that. But we'll see how it goes, man.
Nope, we're lining up. You know what I'm saying? It's not on. I'm never afraid to disagree. It's just at the end of the day, if we like it, it's better to throw it in. We're seeing eye to eye. There's value there. That's a good thing. So we're starting to build here, man. We got some good plus money on the board, some chalky stuff too as well that we could throw in. It's gonna pan out good.
Yeah, I agree, man. So moving on to the next fight, the main event of the evening: Christian Rodriguez versus Isaac Dulgarian. What a great main event the UFC have put on. This is going to go fucking off. The Midwest Chopper versus C-Rod, the prospect killer. Someone's O has got to go. I know C-Rod lost before, but basically C-Rod's took a lot of O's. So that's basically what I'm saying. It didn't really make sense, boys. Relax. I'm on my second coffee of the day. But basically what I'm trying to say is this fight is fucking going off. And both of them are very hyped prospects. Both of them are very good prospects. And I think that the fight's going to live up to its nature. I'm going to let you take this one away, bro.
Dude, I love the fight doesn't go the distance here, man. I think people are thinking like neither of these prospects is going to get finished. I think C-Rod's liable to get finished here via submission or ground and pound or knockout. I think Dulgarian's a finisher. And although we think we're reading him as a guy who has good cardio, right? He's from Denver. He's in elevation. We've necessarily never seen it play out in the fight. I think Dulgarian has a massive wrestling upside here. I've seen Christian Rodriguez taken down. I don't think Raul Rosas is any good. Was able to, have his way early on in that fight. So I think if Dulgarian comes in here, comes out aggressive, he should give C-Rod some problems. But the later this fight goes, man, I don't mind C-Rod round 3. I don't mind C-Rod round 3 sub. We've never seen him go up against anybody with the jiu-jitsu level of C-Rod. Never really seen him go up against anybody the level of C-Rod. So we could say all we want about the weight, him coming up. I don't think Dulgarian's that much bigger. I looked at weigh-ins today. He didn't look that much bigger. He might be stronger. He might be better at the top control. I think he's going to land damage when he does get on top. But I just think, C-Rod could be down 2-0 going into the third round and find a fucking guillotine, find an anaconda. That's what these Anthony Pettis, Duke Rufus guys do. And we've seen it time and time again. So I like a violent spot here, personally, instead of picking a side. Originally, I'd have been on Dulgarian at the -125. I think he has a great grappling upside. I still think he wins the fight using that grappling. I don't necessarily know if he has the bad cardio, but who am I to assume? The guy's never been, past the first round. So give me I'm not going to take a side here. I'll let you choose that, but I'm going to go with the fight doesn't go the distance. I like violence. I think people are saying neither of these guys could be finished. I don't see it that way, man. I don't see it at all that way.
Okay, bro. Tanner saying only my second coffee. I'm on my sixth. Get your numbers up, bro. 2 coffees for me is like 12 coffees for you because I don't drink coffee ever at all, basically. So you need to get your numbers up, bro. Like, I'm on my 12th coffee right now, brother. Dixon knows. Glimbot, shout out to Glimbot right now. He's saying thanks for the content, but it's the conversation is what we are here for. So thank you again. Thank you, brother. Mutual thanks for both of us there. Hopefully, we've put a lot of money in your pocket this year with this show. If you've been following all our bets, you're a hell of a lot richer than you was before. But the conversation is what I enjoy more than just cashing bets. I love chopping out with my man JB here. So I just want to give a big shout out to my man JB as well. If you haven't followed him on Instagram, if you haven't followed him on Twitter, please go and do so. He's putting out good takes all of the time. And we do this show once a week. But if you hit him up on social media, you can see him 7 days a week, So, yeah, just want to give some flowers to my man JB there. There will be no conversation without him. So, shout out to you, Glimbot, and shout out to my man JB as well. But, yeah, man, this is a good fight. My take on this fight is a long take, JB. Like, I could really speak about this fight for a long time. But I won't. I'll keep it short and sweet. Isaac Dulgarian looks the goods. He looks fucking legit, man. He looks so strong. He looks like a very good technical wrestler, but also a very physical and strong wrestler. And when you combine the two, you get very high-level fighters. But what I will say is that he's fought nobody ever. He's never come up against any type of adversity. And at the end of the day, man, no matter how many times we see this play out, we see time and time again, the market overrates these early finishes that haven't fought anyone. It's just time and time again it happens. I don't think it will ever stop happening. I made a video on my YouTube channel 2 years ago saying that the best way to make money on MMA is by fading hype. And I actually said at the start of that video that this will never be corrected by the sports betting markets. And it hasn't been corrected since I made that video 2 years ago. And I don't think it ever will be corrected. And I do think that the hype is playing into the line of Isaac Dulgarian here, going to -200. I think it's fucking insane. I've never seen him outside of round 1. Yes, he looked good at the end of round 1, 4 minutes mark against Francis Marshall. Francis Marshall had almost nothing off his back. C-Rod is a motherfucker from his back. He's very patient. He's very calm. He's going to put Isaac in some bad spots, in my opinion. I don't think Isaac's just going to run through him. Now, Isaac's style is to run through guys, so I'm not going to be super surprised if he does it. It's like saying, are you ever surprised if Francis Ngannou runs through someone? No. But you can predict him not to run through someone, but it still can happen because that's his style. I don't think Isaac's going to be patient and win an easy 3-round decision, very patient. He might win the decision, but it won't be because he was patient. So for every fucking Francis Ngannou, right, we get a Jailton Almeida, not even Jailton Almeida. I'm trying to think of some guy who finishes in round 1 and then just doesn't do it. For every Francis Ngannou, we get 10 more. Who's that?
Terrence McKinney.
Yeah, for every Francis Ngannou, we get about 10 Terrence McKinney. So I know everyone's saying that Dulgarian is Francis Ngannou of the bantam featherweight division. I'm yet to see it, and I ain't rocking with it. I think the fight should be closer to a pick'em. I think where it was for the majority of the time the fight was lined is more correct, with Dulgarian as a slight favorite. I don't think he should be -200. I think C-Rod, again, is being undervalued every single time He fights. This guy is undervalued. And yeah, man, I'm going with C-Rod for the upset in this fight. Everyone's going to call me a square. It is what it is. Yeah, man, if Dulgarian wins, am I going to be surprised? Of course not. But he's minus 200. And I don't think you can make him minus 200 based on what we've seen. So that's it, boys. I'm going to say C-Rod is the money line side here. Ends inside the distance. I ain't going to argue with you on it. I'll put C-Rod down. You'll put ends inside the distance down. And we'll keep it moving.
What do you think about... No. Let's look at some props. Hold on. What do you think about C-Rod late? What do you think about C-Rod late? Because he could possibly have the cardio edge.
I love C-Rod late.
I think, C-Rod late or decision, round 3 decision, or round 2 or 3. I think sub is live as well. If he does get the finish, he could get the KO, but I like his striking, but I think the sub is more alive, man. This guy likes the jiu-jitsu. I think he's willing to prove that he's better on the mat. And it's just, I miss the days of plus 1,000 by sub against Joshua Weems. We're never going to get that again, but I think he's still alive to get it here. Dulgarian's never fought anybody with that type of let the Jew cook. We're going to make some matzo ball soup here in a second, my brother. We're going to get some bagels. We're going to get all the gefilte fish you need at the end of the day. I like me some C-Rod by sub here. What are we getting on that line, my brother? Plus 600. Open at plus 425. So the book thought it should be plus 425. Market says no. So we're going to get a plus 600 on that. I like that. I like that in round 2 or 3 as well.
Yeah, and it's funny because I can see it right now. Dulgarian gets another first, second round finish and everyone goes insane. Dulgarian minus 200, should have been minus 1,000. That's not the way the game is played, boys. Let me tell you something now. This is not the way the game is played. We can't look at each fight for fight. We need to look at the overall perspective of the fights. It's like when I bet Sean O'Malley. When I bet Marlon Vera at plus 220 and everyone clowned me for it after the fight. Yeah, but it's an easy bet at plus 220 when a guy has never been 5 rounds before. We don't know how this cardio is going to hold up. We have seen him hurt before. We did see him hurt a little bit winded in the last punch of the fight as well. Right? Like, it's an easy bet. It's like a system play for me, JB. Marlon Vera at plus 220 against Sean O'Malley. I'm happy that he gets dominated. I predicted Sean O'Malley to win a decision, but I played Marlon Vera. This is another system play. Dulgarian can run through him. And that's not how I play the game, JB. I will never lay minus 200 on this type of fighter against this type of fighter. I don't give a shit whether I'm predicting him to win the fight. I can be predicting Dulgarian to get a round 1 KO, and I'm always going to play C-Rod at plus 170. This is a system play. We look at overall concepts of the market and the fight and the market corrections. We do not look at singular matchups for the most part. So, everyone can parade Dulgarian at minus whatever. And shout out to you if you want to play him at Pick'em because you really, really believe in the round 1 upside. Shout out to you, man. But bro, like at the end of the day, man, at minus 200, you man are just going a little bit crazy now. Shout out to every motherfucker in there. We got 796 live viewers right now on a bullshit card. You already know how it goes. 804 now. I mean, it's going up the way I speak. 804 people are smart motherfuckers because they know the show is up 70 units. We lost 9 units we lost last week. We was up 79 before. We was up 80 before. We lost 9 units last week, but there's still 808 people that come back because they know that we about to get those 9 units back on one motherfucking bet, and then we have like another 8. And we have another 8.
There's some haters out there. There's some haters that are trying to fade you, so you don't hit the like button. We get that, but I just have to say, one idiot said you lost all 10 parlays last week. Dummy, there were only 9. You actually played the honorable mentions. That's why we don't even want you here, my man.
Who said that? I don't know who said that.
It's a comment, but yeah, he actually played the honorable. Those were the parlay legs that we didn't use. The guy played it like it was a parlay. So that's the people we're dealing with out here, guys. You guys out there that are here for the, exactly what you want, what you're coming to get. We appreciate every single one of you. The rest of the people that are here for the, trying to hate on people, trying to prey on your downfall. They see a successful person like Lucrative. They see a young man on his mother's porch smoking weed like me, as one commenter said, or narcotics, whatever. But at the end of the day, We're just here to make you that money and give you these plus EV legs.
And we've been doing it. But word to the haters, bro. I love them all. Nothing but love from me. I sit down with a couple of my boys, with a couple of the girls. I show the comments and we laugh at them while I drive away in my $250,000 car, sitting on the beach, sipping pina coladas. So, I love the haters. They make for good commentary. They make for a good conversation topic over filet mignon steak dinner. And they're going to make for some good content when I come and buck you in Vegas and we smoke a big spliff. I don't know what pack we're going to be smoking on at that time. Maybe the Dulgarian pack, maybe the OSP pack. And, bro, it's going to be a good laugh. My man Raj saying, let them cook. We trust in the Jews. Lou and the Jew for the W. There's a ton of supporters, man. So shout out to every single one of you. Glimbot again with another dono. Glimbot's on fire today. Appreciate you, brother. Best week to come back for sure. You already know, man. We're here right now. Mushroom saying, I'm just here for the cake. Am I take it there is no cake? There's cake every single week, bro. We're literally giving cake out. Basically, every single leg is full of cake here. But I know Mushroom's from Philly, so maybe cake is means something different in Philly. I don't know, man.
Yeah, these are the OGs in the chat today. We got them every week, man. Those are the original supporters right there. For real.
Yes.
Bang.
Yes, sir.
Flexing on them. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's my guy, Edwin. What's up, my dude, Edwin? Had to appreciate because I recognize that name and the picture. That's my dude, Edwin, right there. We appreciate you, my guy. I got to go use the restroom real quick. I'm going to let you take this fight. Be right back.
Edwin, I feel what you're saying, but, man, I'm live on stream with my boy JB, and I'm having a bit of fun, man. You have to have fun in life. You know what I'm saying? You can't. I ain't going to be replying constantly to motherfuckers wasting my time. But when I'm on stream, when I'm having a coffee, when I'm breaking down the bets, when I got my boys in the chat, when I got JB on the other side of the camera, of course I'm going to flex. Of course I'm having fun. It's a funny, healthy, conversational topic. But I ain't be going to reply constantly and waste my time. But I'm live right now anyway. So I'm just flowing off the dome, bro. But I feel what you're saying, man. We ain't going to give them any unwarranted attention. We'll put it that way. But boys, without further ado, we're going to get straight back into it. We've got Kennedy versus Ovin St. Preux. Ovin St. Preux is washed. He's beyond washed. I think that Kennedy's going to finish him. I don't know if Kennedy's going to finish him in round 1 or round 2 or round 3, but he's most certainly going to finish him. And yeah, when is it going to happen? I think Kennedy's submission is a good play in this one, just because the KO is minus 150 and the submission is plus 550. I don't understand how the submission is that wide. I mean, yeah, okay, I guess the KO is more likely just because Ovin St. Preux has a bad chin. He's been finished via knockout many times. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think OSP has been submitted. I don't think he's been submitted. Let me have a look.
No, he definitely has. 2 times. Nikita Krylov by rear naked choke, flattened him out, bitched him. He was gurgling. And then standing guillotine choke by Ilir Latifi. Put him out cold.
Yes, you're right, bro. I guess I was thinking about the recent fights where he's been cracked in the chin, and that's why the KO is so much wider. But I still think the submission is very live here. Kennedy has those long arms. He has those decent front chokes. We've seen a Devin Clark fight recently. He landed some good front chokes there. He landed a good front choke. So I'm just vibing right now. But yeah, he locked in a nice front choke, tapped him out there, submitted him there. I think he can do something of the same here. Am I picking it outright? I don't really know. I don't really care. I think there's value in the line. We're going to move on, but we're going to give JB his time to break down this interesting fight. Biggest favorite on the card, minus 700. What do you think?
I don't think there's any way. I guess he's the money line side, but whatever. I like Kennedy by sub. I think there's value there. Yes, plus 450 on Bet Online now, but if you go look at some other books, you're going to get plus 600, plus 700 on some as well. Even the Carl Robertson fight, let's go back and watch that one. Yeah, if you look at UFC stats and WikiCap, at 1 submission attempt, no way there's 1 submission attempt in that fight. He's trying to get the neck constantly throughout that fight. So that's something I could see here. He's been knocked out in his last fight as well, so I think he could look to grapple here. He's looking to be the better overall mixed martial artist. I think he could club and sub as well, like the Ilir Latifi fight. Give me the sub here for Kennedy Nzechukwu. I think it could come late, though. I think a lot of people think it's going to come early. I think it could come late, but I'm not going to get greedy. Give me the sub here for Kennedy. Big favorite. Everyone says KO. Everyone parlaying the KO. Guys, you're crazy. I think this guy gets the sub. Huge limbs. Huge limbs. He can wrap up anything here. I think it's a front choke, though, at the end of the day.
I kind of like this. Ends by sub plus 450. Ovin St. Prue's path got to be some fucking weird.
Von Flu. The Von Flu, baby.
It's got to be some like weird as fuck sub or something like that. But yeah, man, we'll put in Kennedy. We'll put Kennedy. Where we at? Kennedy 650. Yeah. Nothing massive, but I think I'll tell you this much, JB. I'd rather put my money on Kennedy 650. I'd rather put $650 on Kennedy Nzechukwu than I would $100 on Ovin St. Preux. I'm telling you that for free right now. So people are going to say, oh my God, minus 700 in MMA. You're so crazy. Okay. I don't look. Obviously, it ain't going to hit every minus 700 doesn't always hit. I'm just telling you personally what I'd rather do, because everyone is going to come up here and talk about this fake value thing that they don't really know anything about truly. And they're going to be like, oh, you know, like, yeah, you need to take a shot on Ovin St. Preux at this price. First of all, no, you don't. Second of all, let's all be honest with ourselves right now. Would you rather put $100 on Ovin St. Preux or $650 on Kennedy? I'd rather put $650 on Kennedy. I genuinely would. That is me right now. So whatever, innit? Call me crazy, but that's what I believe. Fight ends inside the distance, minus 400 has value in my opinion. I think probably 85% of the time that hits. So yeah, let's write this down, man, without further ado. Nzechukwu submission 450s took a little bit of action. Kennedy submission plus 450. Ends ITD minus 400. Kennedy money line minus 650. I mean, nothing else. I don't think.
Yeah, and remember, guys, this is bet online, so you look at these other books, you're going to get a better number.
You're getting a better number than plus 450. I know, because I personally got it myself already.
I kind of like Kennedy round 2-3 props as well, depending on the number. I do think it could come in round 1, but I think it actually comes later. I think this guy's going to be wrestling. I think people are going to be – I think his coach is going to be screaming at him to pick the volume up, just like every other fight. Because people forget, man, Lynn's just rushed him. I actually bet the plus 175 on that one for the round 1 KO. But is that Kennedy's style? Actually, no. He takes time to get warmed up. Actually threw a round against Devin Clark. I swore Devin Clark was going to win that fight before he just wound up in a front choke. We just saw Devin Clark take the L to Prachniow, so – who's to say?
Do you want 2-3?
Just depending on the numbers, man. I need to know the number.
I don't think it's going to be good, but anyway, we can look. I'm pretty sure I looked at it. It's plus 280. It's up to you if you like it. I don't really have an opinion.
It can come in round 1, so now let's pass and just go on to the next one.
All right, so next one is Brian Battle versus Ange Loosa. You want to take this away, bro?
Sure. I like Brian Battle here. I did not like what I saw at Ange Loosa in his last fight. The reactions to getting hit by Rhys McKee, the cardio late in the fight. I do think he has takedown upside. I do think he takes down Brian Battle. I don't think Brian Battle gets finished, though. Maybe Loosa takes a round. I just think Brian Battle eventually finds the finish here on the feet. Body kicks. I think the long-range weapons. He was towering over him at weigh-ins. I don't like to look too far into it, but I think Loosa looked a little bit nervous. I think he's going to carry a little bit of nervous energy on the feet in the fight as well, whereas Brian Battle is going to be a little bit more fluid, a little bit more relaxed. I like him as well to cut off the octagon and finish, actually, here. I could see him even knocking out with a head kick, just like he did in a Takashi Sato fight against Loosa here. And I know people are going to say Loosa's never been finished before, but I just saw it in the last fight. I did not like the reactions of him getting hit by Rhys McKee. I think if you have those reactions, those type of reactions in front of Brian Battle, who's going to be using the feints, going to be using the long-range weapons, going to be mixing it up with the low kicks to the body, to the head, I think one of those weapons is eventually going to find the mark. And, yeah, it could be a sub. This guy does have good opportunistic jiu-jitsu. Didn't even see that comment. See, I kind of predicted it. but I just tend to lean the KO. I actually think it comes later in the fight, though, probably round 3, round 2.
Yeah, man, I agree with everything you said. I think Brian Battle's a very good fighter. I think he's getting better as well. I think we've seen him put together his game. He's rounded out his game a little bit better. He throws a lot of volume, like we've seen in the Trayshawn Gore fight. You know, shout out to Brian Battle, cashing me a plus 140 ticket in that spot. Cash out to Brian Battle, cashing me a cash out to Brian Battle. Shout out to Brian Battle, cashing me a minus 160 against Gilbert Urbina, coming back and getting a choke. And I think the fight could be similar in that he gets some sort of front choke in this spot. I've bet on Brian Battle a lot. I also made the massively square bet as him as an underdog against Rinat Fakhretdinov. Got completely washed and dominated there. But Angelo Serene got the wrestling ability of Rinat Fakhretdinov. Yeah, maybe like physically powerful. But, and you know this as well, JB, there's a difference in grappling strength and physical overall athletic strength. We see a lot of these guys that have a lot of muscles, that are very physical, athletic. They have good physical and athletic strength. They don't have grappling strength. Like if Chandler gets a hold of you, he's going to toss you around because he's very physical and athletic. And yes, he's a wrestler as well, so maybe it's not the best example. But if someone who's maybe way skinnier, not as thick as someone like Michael Chandler, like Khabib or Islam, but they're just way stronger. They're going to hold you down. They're going to pin you down. They can be skinny as fuck, but they have a lot of strength. And I feel like that's what Fakhretdinov has. I think he's very strong because he's been grappling for a long time. Whereas I just feel like Loosa's strong because he's just fucking strong in general. Like Loosa's strong because he can bench 4 plates. He ain't strong because he's been grappling his entire life. So I think there's a big difference in Loosa's grappling and strength in the grappling than Rinat's. And I don't think we're going to see a repeat of that performance. So if we're not, what's Loosa going to do to win? Probably land a big bomb. And Brian can be cracked on the feet, but he seems very durable, very tough. And I think Brian's got way more ways to win. I think he can win a decision, submission, or KO, where Loosa's basically KO or bust in this position, in my opinion. And Loosa should have been finished many, many times. Let's not make no mistake about it. So I think he's going to get finished in this fight. I think the fight's going to be fireworks. I think it might be back and forth a little bit, but I think Brian Battle's going to come out on top, and I think he's going to finish Loosa. And actually like him to get it done via submission in this spot. I've seen Loosa take so much punishment that I could definitely see him getting wobbled, clubbed, and subbed here. And the KO line or the submission line is, you know, it's decent. It's plus 425 here. The KO is plus 425 as well. So I don't really know. I'm going to write down Brian Battle at minus 190. I'm also going to write down Brian Battle inside the distance at plus 170. I'm also going to write down N's ITD at plus 120. And then anything else you want to add on, bro, we can add it on. I guess
we just stick with that. Yeah, it's really hard to say if he gets the KO or the sub, I guess. I just, because he could club and sub as well.
Yeah.
Totally.
Exactly. I kind of like the sub personally because I just think Loosa's very tough. But you can't keep being tough. You know, people don't think that...
Loosa has no neck, my brother. He has no neck. How is he going to choke that guy?
I mean, I guess so. But, you know, I don't know. I guess maybe we go for the armbar or something. I mean, obviously...
Oh, my God. That would be crazy.
That would be kind of crazy. But I don't know, man. Brian,
I do think... Sorry.
You never know what he's got under his sleeve. Battle sounds like an ace of yours. He would be an ace if I didn't lose on him against Rinat Fakhretdinov, but that was a one-off. Every other time I've bet on him, I've hit on him. So shout out to Brian Battle.
Wasn't he sick in that spot too? I think he had a terrible, terrible illness or something. And Fakhretdinov's a motherfucker, man. Just because he lost the easy dose, man. It was a close fight, and easy dose is a motherfucker, bro.
Let me address this one. Thomas saying, I joined the Elite Zone 2 weeks ago, Elite Zone on my website. Despite the losses, I would say James is the man because he is not like those scammers who blamed others. Let's eat this weekend. So first of all, man, shout out to you because you're a smart motherfucker because you ain't lost with us 1 week, 2 weeks, and instantly jumping ship or saying I'm a scammer. You're saying the exact opposite. And I would like to say that the amount of money we've won this year already is almost close to insanity. We're up over 50 units this year. We did lose the last 2 weekends. Did we lose last 2 weeks or just last week? I think we lost the last 2 weekends, but
wasn't the week before Mexico City?
Week before Mexico City was one of our biggest. Was one of my biggest wins of all time. But yes, we have lost in the last 2 weeks. But this is a long-ass game, man. We ain't going to win every week. So shout out to you, Thomas. And I ain't going anywhere, boys. I ain't going to blame anyone else. And at the end of the day, man, a lot of people, like 90% of people here know me, know how much I win most weeks, not every week, obviously. But there are a certain section of people who I do like to speak to who are very new viewers to my content. And I've just got something to say to you now. Just like Thomas is saying, James is the man. He holds himself accountable. I want to address the 10% of people who don't really know me, who may have seen me lately. We're not going to win every single week, boys. We're going to lose many, many weeks. But we will win a lot more than we lose. And overall, we will win and we won't lose anything because we will win way more than we ever lose, right? And you will always get 100% honesty from me. I ain't going anywhere. I've got nothing to hide. Everything I've ever said online is a fact. I've never lied to you ever once in my 6 years on this platform because I've got nothing to lie for. Sports betting has set me free. I've traveled the world from sports betting. I can go into it even more. But you ain't going to ever see me run or hide or blame others or hide from a loss. Every time I lose, I'm going to tell you that I've lost. I'm going to own up to my losses. And we're going to come back next week, jump straight on the horse and try to get those losses back. And based on my last 15 years of sports betting, we will get those losses back and a lot more. So just addressing those 10% of people who don't really know who I am deep down because they've just come onto my platform recently because we've blown up recently and we've got a lot of new followers on Instagram, on Twitter, on social media. And some of those people don't really know me and don't know how sports betting works. But that's how sports betting works, man. So, yeah, man, I just wanted to address those people. But we'll move on and we'll go to the main event of the evening. So I'll let you take this one away, bro, because this is another one that I ain't got a good read on at all. So hopefully you do.
I like the Tybura side here, man. I'm seeing a lot of Tuivasa love. Why isn't the line moving? Because the books know that Tuivasa, I don't think, is in the game anymore. I think he's coming off a big surgery. I think he's mentally out of the game, coming off a lot of losses, whereas Tybura is coming off of a title, loss. We see guys underperform a lot in those fights, and I don't necessarily like to take it. But I think outside of round one, I think he's going to have a big top control. Tuivasa doesn't knock him out early. I'm giving this fight to Tybura all day, man. Give me Tybura here as a money line standpoint. I like it. It's actually one of my favorite bets on the card, and I don't ever like to bet on heavyweight MMA. But we're talking about round one KO or bust, in my opinion, for a guy in Tuivasa who's going to be a huge public play at the window this weekend. I think it's for a reason, man. I've heard people talking about he should be minus 150. He should be minus 200. Well, why isn't that the case? I think Tybura has grappling upside here, and I don't think he's a complete wash on the feet. He just has to avoid a big bomb from Tuivasa. It's not like Tuivasa is a massive technical striker. This guy wasn't able to knock out. I think he's went to decision with multiple people. Bulgoy Ivanov. I've seen him get submitted, outed multiple times on the mat, most recently by Alexander Volkov, where he absolutely bullied him. I thought that was a bad look, whereas Tybura at least showed some type of resistance against Volkov. I know MMA math doesn't always work, but I'm going with Tybura. Hate me. I'm not going with the shoeies. I'm not going with the big KO. Our dude from Australia. I think we're seeing some of the older Aussie guys kind of fade away, like Volk, etc. While we're getting these new guys like Urseg, Della Maddalena, and I just think Tui's time is up. Whether he loses in this fight here, no, not necessarily. Can't guarantee it, but I think he's going to be a future fade for me from here on out, just due to his name to skill ratio. His name is big. People like him. They're going to go to the window to bet him, but I just don't think the skill is quite there yet. And that big run that he had gave him a big name, but I think his time is up here, man. And if it's not this win here, if it's not this fight here where he loses, I think in the future he's going to have trouble, especially coming off those surgeries. It's a shorter shelf life, at heavyweight, especially, you get chinned a few times. I don't necessarily like to see that. So I'm going to go grab my charger. I'm going to hand this one off to you. I want to know if you disagree or not, but my phone's about to die, so I got to get it.
Yeah, I don't disagree. So I'm just going to be completely upfront. I've already made some bets on this fight, And the bets I've played are 2 props. I played Tybura in round 2, massive number, and Tybura in round 3, again, massive number. I am on the Tybura side. Will I get there as a money line side? I don't know. Do I really want to invest in chalk because they're both chalked up now? They're minus 110. It's a pick 'em. So you have to lay some chalk. I don't know if I want to do that because I do think that stylistically Ty knocks this motherfucker out. But I ain't there with Ty anymore, man. I don't think he's training hard. I think he was injured not too long ago. I think that he's lost 3 in a row, all inside the distance. And I don't think he has much after 10 minutes of a fight. So I can't back Ty here. I think Tybura is going to win here. And I think Tybura is going to do it inside the distance. I think 5 rounds is a little bit too long to last. I think the Tybura via points, I mentioned that earlier. I think I mentioned that on my stream about 4 or 5 days ago. That was up at like plus 1,000, plus 900. It's kind of crazy, but I don't think, like I said, I don't think Ty's all there anymore. So I don't think he's lasting 25 minutes if he's not all there anymore. So yeah, man, I'm picking my team Tybura here. I'm on the side of MMA line mover. We'll definitely put down him as the money line side. And then we'll wait to see if if JB likes any spots. I like Tybura round 2, round 3. So maybe we write both of them down, and when we do like 2 parlays there. So yeah, all right. Did I write down Brian Battle? Yeah, I did. So we'll write Tybura here. We'll write Tybura at minus 110.
I do like that. I do like the 2-3 props in this spot as well. So I'm glad to hear you agree with me on that one because I definitely want to throw that into a parlay. I'm hoping my phone doesn't die here though.
We leave the over under. Over is minus 145. I personally like over because I don't think Tybura is going to finish him in round 1, and I am on the Tybura side, but I don't know if I'd want to risk it. I'll probably just play Tybura 2-3 type thing.
I'm with you on that one, my brother.
Okay.
Could be a sub, could be ground and pound. So I don't want to get too cute with that, but I think if it gets past round 1, Tybura is just going to finish him. Push the gas. Greg Hardy type performance. Could be late in 3 as well.
Do you think he could get to round 4?
I do. Tybura is not really a finisher, but the thing is, I think Ty's just going to gas, and I think he's just going to give up, and Tybura is going to be too heavy on top. So I think 2 or 3 is the sweet spot here, my guy. I think we're on to something.
All right, well, that's it, man. We don't need to write any more than that. We've got all of our bets. And now, the best part of the show. We've done what we've done. We've broke down the entire card for you. Now we're going to make some parlays. This is the fun part of the show. So get your pens out, get your pads out, watch the screen, and let's let the magic happen, JB. We'll get straight into it, bro. This thing's fucking up, which is so annoying. I don't know why Bucket's not backing out, but can't do anything about that. So, yeah, parlay 1. We got a lot here. How about this one? Oh, fixed it. Look at me, bro. I'm a whiz. Don't know.
Tech whiz. Tech whiz.
Still need to
industry plant. Tech whiz. Pro gambler. My man's out here watching.
That's hilarious.
My man's out here watching Volkanovski rap, and we're just out here chilling, my man.
Volkanovski was going in. He was kind of decent, bro. Ilya knocked him into a rapper.
Spitting bars, man. He got KO'd, and he just said, you know what? We're going straight to 8 Mile.
All right. We like Amorim as a money line.
Oh, absolutely, brother. We both love there. I mean, if they're on the board, they're there for a reason. At this point, this is just the fun part, right? So, what do we mix it with?
Maybe. I mean, we do a money line parlay. Doesn't mean we can't do more than one money line parlay. You know what I mean? Like we can.
For sure, especially when we have so many underdogs like this week. I love that some of the fights don't go the distance here. I like I like everything we got on the board, man.
What about Battle? What about Battle ITD with Amorim plus 150?
I like it because N's ITD is plus 120. I don't really see Loosa finishing though, so I like that battle.
I kind of like. Part of me wants to be like a little bit safe. I guess what we could do is write in the odds and just see what it comes out to. See if we like either or.
Yeah, it's a parlay show, so Should probably just go with Battle ITD.
Plus 150 and plus 170 comes out to a clean plus 575. Should we just leave that, bro?
I don't mind it at all, man. I don't mind it at all.
Just one little parlay, nothing crazy. All right. Parlay 2. What we working with this time?
Silva 2-3 is interesting. I don't know if I want to go with that right away yet, though. Let's hold on to that.
Chandler ends ITD.
Chandler ends ITD. I like that fight. Ends inside the distance. I do.
With another both women's fights to end ITD. Chiasson.
I don't mind that at all, man.
Okay.
I don't mind that at all. I actually like the C-Rod ends ITD as well. I like that fight ends ITD, but we could go both women's fights to end inside the distance. Don't mind that.
All right, and we can see if we want to add C-Rod. That's kind of poetic, though, if both women's fights inside the
I like the Culibao fight not going the distance. That was one of the ones I definitely wanted to put in a parlay.
Yeah, I like that. It's just the price-wise.
We could always add it in. I mean, make it a 3-legger.
So plus 250 and minus 135. Let's see what that is.
Okay.
That's quite a lot right there.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I kind of feel better about the Culibao one not going the distance than the Chandler. Or maybe not. Maybe not. What do you think about that one?
I kind of feel similar with both of them. At the moment, I've got plus 509.
Plus 509? That's enough?
We can.
We can?
Or we can just add like a minus 200 and Anheliger over 1.5, or maybe like
for Anheliger just to get stiffed in round 1, man. Why not just Silva fight ends inside the distance at plus 115?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
If we do that,
I like it. I like it, man.
All right.
I think we both like it, so.
Yeah, we do. That's a big one.
Okay.
That's
gotta try that.
Oh, there we go. That's a 12 to 1 up. Plus 1210. Bang. We'll keep
gotta try.
You're right, cool.
We're not gonna hit every week, man. It's just it is what it is, but that's how we make the magic. Yeah, we've gotten them before. We've gotten them a bunch of times. Hitting Jimmy Flick by sub and freaking
yes, sir.
Massive hits. So we'll figure it out. We already used Amorim.
Yeah. And Anheliger one's weird. Like I don't know about that. We'll leave them for now. I don't really know.
Yeah, we may use them in the money line, possibly. We don't know yet. I like the C-Rod ends inside the distance, man. I really do. But do we like C-Rod sub or just C-Rod ends ITD?
I personally don't like it that much, but you like it a lot, so
we'll put it. We don't have to put no. If you don't like it, I want to stick with what we both like. Let's just leave it out.
All right. Well, let's leave it to the end, and it's always going to be there. Maybe once we whittle down the ones that we both like,
right?
And if we have any space.
So Tybura 2-3 is sticking out to me, man.
Yeah.
I want to do Tybura 2-3, Amorim decision. Is that too wicked? Is that too wicked?
Kind of crazy, but not impossible. Let me put the 2-3 in there.
What else could we pair the 2-3 with for Tybura then? Because we already used Amorim.
What else?
Kennedy sub. Kennedy sub.
I almost feel like Amorim decision is more likely than Kennedy sub. What do you think is more likely? Because they're both the same. They're both the same price, basically.
I like the Amorim decision, brother. We both really like Amorim. But here's the thing: it's just basically
Kennedy's
flip a
minus
coin.
700. Kennedy's
It's
minus
just
700.
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's basically flip a coin. Does he sub him or does he? I think you got to take the plus EV leg there. Either way, I think either one you go with is fine.
But they're already so big with 600.
What was the first one I said? I said Amorim decision, right?
Yeah, but Tybura is such a massive price already. Do we really want to go with another nutty price? Like, ain't there anything else here that we feel very confident in that, like, it's going to...
Okay.
Because even if we put a plus 100 in, it's already 13-1.
C-Rod.
Battle ends ITD. We're both confident in that. We did put Battle ITD already, but we could do the ends ITD.
I don't know if I want... I could see that fight. We already got it in. We already have it in.
The other one we liked, which was Culibao ITD, but we already did that one, right? Yeah, we did that one there.
Take it out and just put it in this one? Or we could always just go with... What about Battle Moneyline?
True, but that's like minus 190. I don't know what it will give us. We could do Battle Moneyline and then like another money.
Okay. What do we get for that?
That's 968.
Brother, 968.
Yeah.
That ain't terrible. Because, I tried to slip in the plus 600, but you didn't let... No, I'm just joking.
Bro, part of me wants to do it like the Kennedy sub,
gotta be...
Please do it.
I like the Kennedy sub, man. But we could play it safe. What was the other one we were going to go with? Battle.
Then we can also add like Chiasson money line as well.
I think we just go with Battle, bro, and just keep it at that. That's a good cash. Plus 938. We just got to hit a couple, bro. We just got to hit a couple. It doesn't all have to be in one. But if we can stack up a few cashes.
All right, we got that there. It's not too bad because we've got Kennedy sub there. We're going to use Kennedy sub either way anyway. So that's going to be...
Let's just hope Tui lasts until round 3 so we get that little extra juice.
Yeah, then that's going to be over a 10-1 right there, bro. That's
what I'm hoping.
Plus 1045.
Yeah, I like that.
And boys, why we're doing parlay 3.5 is because we want to be parlaying Tybura to win in round 2 or 3. So if you can do that, certain books allow that. If your book doesn't allow it, then this is the way to do it. And I want to give a shout out to the 1,045 live viewers here right now. Shout out to every single one of you. I know this week was a little bit random. It was meant to be yesterday, then it was today. JB was smoking so much, so we couldn't do it. And then I was out and about, so we couldn't do it, but we're back here now. And my man Alex for life saying McKenna is looking lean. I don't think that's going to complement her fighting style. I don't know too much about that, bro. Alex is saying, I think you're parlaying too many props. You only need 4 money lines for good odds. With all due respect, brother, I'm tracked on BetMMA.tips for 6 years at 25% ROI for parlays. And this show, betting on props, is up 70 units, which is more than your favorite capper is up this year, just on parlays alone. So that's all due respect, brother, but the numbers speak for itself. So, maybe you have a different strategy to us. And obviously, I wish you the best of luck, but we know what we're doing over this side, brother. All right, parlay 4.
I'll let you cook on this one.
Kennedy submission needs to go in, bro. So it's going in right now.
All right.
We need to use it. We need to use it. But remember, if there's anything in the JB special, just let me know so I won't put it in.
No, dude, I don't even know what it's going to be, brother. I never do until it happens.
True, bro. Kennedy submission and Amorim decision because we wanted to play both with Tybura, but now
my Lord.
Ever?
That's a bomb, brother, and you came up with it, so you're the man.
All right, say nothing.
You with that, you're the man.
That's the JB special. We're in a couple parlays. We're gonna do the JB special, But that was the JB special. So
Yes, sir. The James Blissett Express, brother. You guys are on it right now, and he's gonna take you to Moneyland.
yeah, bro. Sounded like Michael Jackson or something, but none of that. Boys, look at that. Bang. Plus 3200. Plus 3,200.
Sheesh.
Jeez. Absolute mental parlay, but I think they both. It's crazy because I actually think they both hit. Like, I think they both hit. Like, that's my prediction for the fight, for both of the fights. My outright predictions, boys. How can they have my outright predictions of plus 3,200? They're losing. Parlay 5. We're not far away from the JB special. It's coming up soon, but Parlay 5, I'm going to have to take it a little bit easy, a little bit slower. Just before the JB special goes a bit crazy, we need to just take it in, reel it in a little bit, kick back, roll a spliff, maybe drink a glass of wine or something, nothing crazy. Have a little quiet night in for the Parlay 5. So I think we kick off Parlay 5 with, speaking of quiet nights, anything standing out to you? At this point, it's a little bit crazy, the legs now. I like the Moises under 2.5. I mean, I just think that out. I just plainly think that cashes.
Okay. Kennedy fight ends ITD. Minus 400.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, let's just pick winners. Let's try and pick winners on this parlay. And then
just pick winners.
Yeah, because that's the best way to bet. You just pick winners.
Just pick winners.
At the moment, we're picking winners. Filho minus 150 or under 2.5 minus 200?
I like Filho better. I just don't even like that fight, man. I'm going to leave that one up to you.
Wait there. MMA Jesus, a.k.a. Peasant. You better take some note, brother, because no man here picked Kevin Holland against MVP. Well, I most certainly didn't. And I know you didn't either, JB. We actually picked MVP outright, both of us. So I don't know what show this man is watching, but he ain't watching our show.
Bro smoking rock. Get out of here.
Man thinks he's Jesus and doesn't even know what fighter we chose. Jesus meant to know everything, bro.
You already know what we did to Jesus, and all those fools think he's going to come back. Haha. Hashtag canceled, whatever. I'll do the same to MMA Jesus. Put him in the crucifix.
All right. Well. The crucifix. I feel Fiaho or under. I don't know what one, bro.
Well, I'm canceled, so no, I'm joking. Let's go with Filho. You got it highlighted. He could get finished, though, I guess. I just have a weird feeling about.
He ain't winning a decision, is he?
I already made my point about the damn under 2.5. I hate it.
Yeah, but is Filho going to win a decision?
No, I don't think Filho wins the decision. I think Ode wins it, if anything.
So then, should we just not play this then? Because
I think we should look. Yeah, I think we should look elsewhere. I like Anheliger. You don't like Anheliger? Not gonna play it. Chandler ITB. I don't mind.
No, I'm trying to pick winners. I don't know if Anheliger's a winner.
You're right. You're right.
By the way, like every single person here is
What's the ends ITD for? That's the battle fight?
Yeah.
Are we flat picking that?
Yeah.
Oh, battle. Let's just go battle.
But we already put battle.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry.
And then we put battle ITD.
You're right. I mean, what about this one? What does this get us right here? So just want to see what. Of course, I just want to see where we're at.
Yeah, I feel you. We always need to see where we're at, boys.
Yeah.
Minus 400. And then what we got? Minus 260. Minus 260. Currently, we're sitting at a light plus 178.
Okay, so we need like a plus 150-ish to get us to like plus 300 where we kind of want to be for this one. What are we aiming for on this? Plus 400, plus 450.
I don't know. Just see what it plays out. To be honest, I like Fiaho under 2.5.
Let's do that. Let's
You don't
do
like
it. Let's do it. What do we like? The Chan and Anheliger over 1.5. I don't mind that. I think both
Yeah,
those guys are pretty durable. And Anheliger over 1.5. I'd rather take, or just add both of them.
we put
Yeah,
both.
let's do both.
Add another two -200s there.
Yeah, I hate these just pick winner parlays. I hate them already.
You know, this ain't just pick winner because
I
we're
know. I'm joking. All good, brother.
5.
You know me. It just the chalk isn't in my blood. I'm
Yes,
joking.
sir.
I love it. What do we got? Minus
Plus
200.
525. We add one more. Or we just.
What do we got?
Plus 525.
I think that's good, brother. I think it's time.
Yeah.
I'm just feeling it. I'm feeling it. I think it's time, brother.
All right. I mean, we ain't gonna hold you any longer.
All right. Let me see the legs. Let me see the legs just so I can think. Woo. 525, baby. 525.
All right. Parlay 6, aka JB special, is coming up, boys. So as I said, get your pen and paper. About to go down.
Kennedy, round 2, 3, sub. We'll figure out the odds in a second.
Not even on there, but okay.
We'll figure out the odds in a second. Tybura, round 2, 3, TKO.
2-3 TKO. Okay. That might be it
So-
right there, bro. Do you want me to check the odds and see where we're at?
Yeah.
Okay. So how am I going to get this, bro? 2-3 sub. Is it on Fight Odds? I don't think it. I don't. Is it? I
They don't have it on Lad. They don't have it on Ladbrokes.
2-3 sub. I think they do.
Okay.
Oh, it's already on Kennedy fight. There must be a reason for that. Method, victory, and round. We need method of victory and round. What? Double markets. There we go.
There we go.
You can't get it.
Yeah. Wait, what? That's not it right there. That's it.
No, you don't. You've got 1, 2.
Or 3?
No, you just got 1, 2, and then 3 alone. 2 separate bets.
They're poo-poo for that. You got to use FanDuel, I guess. I guess we can't do it then.
Not here. I don't have FanDuel. You can get the odds.
I can, but I think it's plus 1,900 if I'm not mistaken for Kennedy. But I don't want to do that if that's the case. Let's just go with Kennedy by sub. Just go Kennedy by sub.
Or what about 2-3? But it's much worse price though. We can.
Man, I don't like that.
Wait, how can
I think for the JB special, we should just be allowed to do. I guess not all books have it, so it's not fair. It's not fair. So I gotta just cut it down. All right, man. I'm gonna just cut it down.
On FanDuel, you can do it. Then what people can do is play the round 2 sub, and then the round 3 sub.
I agree.
So 2 separate parlays.
So plus 1,900 on FanDuel, or we could just do it how you were saying. All right, Tybura around 2-3 KO. Can we get that in the comments?
Tybura around 2-3 KO. Where we're at. So basically, we're making 4 parlays here, and we're doing 0.25 units or whatever you want to do. A quarter.
Or if you have, or if you have FanDuel, you got it.
Yeah, FanDuel, you can just do it straight up.
If not, we're parlaying.
No Mike Davis props at all.
All right. Here we go, fellas.
650 for TKO KO 2-3.
Thank you, Damon.
Anyone else? Okay, yes, we've confirmed it.
Thank you, Abby.
650 for the TKO 2-3, or is it just 650 for 2-3? Please let me know.
For KO, I think.
I think so, but we just
we got to make sure. We got to verify. If not, we got to parlay it 4 different ways. I think you might get better odds like that.
Probably. Probably, usually you do get better odds, to be honest.
For sure, 100%. The books wouldn't give you the odds if they... Exactly.
They ain't being fair.
They're just making it easier for you by pressing the button.
Plus 14,900. Jesus
Perfect.
Christ.
That's fine. That's fine.
Five
Perfect.
figures.
Let all the
Okay.
fuckers talk smack all week because the JB specializes in it. We've been close to hitting. We're going for these crazy odds. So after we get this 149 to 1 this week, I just don't want to fucking hear it anymore. I just don't want to fucking hear it. Smoke a flat spliff. Put $2 on it. I don't care what you put on it. $2 is gonna get you a bag back. You're gonna come into the casino with $2. Your broke little bitch ass is gonna leave with a bunch of pack. And that's because the Jewish better said so.
The OSP and the tie pack, the 3-letter pack.
Yes, sir. Now it's time for the childish Gambino, a.k.a. Money Line Special.
Yes, sir. All right, so I guess, does Chad have to go in?
Doesn't have to. Let's go with our confident ones first. So we got Kennedy. Okay. I don't know. Chiasson, we put her in another one. Do we have to put her in this one? It's like WMMA. Yeah, like WMMA. I don't know if I want to trust it all the way. So we have Nzechukwu as well. And I think we have Nzechukwu in another fight.
Bro, I'm very confident in Macy, but we'll leave her out for now.
Okay, if you're that confident in her, let's put her in.
We can always add her.
The Fortis boys. You know, the Fortis boys.
Not crazy. We can add her. Tybura. We want to put Tybura in?
I think we're going to need Macy anyway. Yeah, okay. Let's go with Tybura.
All right, well, we'll put Tybura in first.
Okay.
Filho, you don't like him, man? Well, I say we leave Filho, right, for now anyway.
Okay, let's put in Macy. Let's put in Amorim.
Amorim, yeah. She got a tough fight, but we've only put her in. No, we put her in 3 now. We've got Amorim decision and Amorim.
I mean, it's the money line parlay. We only need like 4 legs, 5 legs, though, to make this one juicy. So let's be smart about it.
Do we like Silva or Amorim?
We have no C-Rod at all. No C-Rod bet at all. In any fucking bet.
Should we put C-Rod in? We should,
I think we should.
I think we should. I'm kind of scared of Dulgarian myself, but it doesn't matter, man. I think C-Rod's plus EV.
I just think we didn't use him at all. Why not? C-Rod round 3 or some shit.
How can Amorim be this week's Moises when she's a fucking plus 150?
Oh my god. Yeah, it's just, yeah.
But in what way?
Oh, yeah. So we got to put Amorim in now for the...
OnlyFans or something. I don't even think Amorim has OnlyFans. Maybe she does. Maybe that's what you need.
Panny he's talking about.
I know, but like what I'm saying is she said Amorim is this week's Moises. So why?
I don't even know, man. I don't even know.
What one did you want?
Chiasson, Amorim.
Yeah, Chiasson. All right, we'll see what we got with that. Because there's a couple, it'd be nothing crazy, but we'll have a look. Minus 650. What we got? Plus 170, minus 110. Plus 170, minus 110. And then Macy's sitting at minus 260. Currently, the money line special's coming in at a nice plus 724.
At what?
Plus 724.
Oh, yeah. I don't want that.
You like
that?
Know
I love the 7s. Yeah, I love that.
Do we
love the 7s.
Do we like to add Chad or Amorim or not really? I don't know, man.
Oh, we didn't even add either of those yet?
We haven't added either, but if anything, we should add Chad because Amorim's already in 2 others. Even though I'm more in
Chad.
I don't think we should add Amorim again. I don't think we should add her again. We'll leave
Let's put in Chad. Let's put in Filho.
I don't know about Filho, man.
You don't like him?
I do like him. I like the under more.
Okay, we already put it in. All right, so then let's put in Chad and let's call it a night.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think we put in Chad and call it. I mean, that's a beautiful parlay right there. It ain't plus 3,000, but...
If we put in Chad, it's a big, big one.
It ain't plus 3,000, but...
No, it's not. We can put in Chad.
I bet.
This one is this one is a bit of a risky one, this parlay, but fuck it.
It's one of those weeks anyway. Not like we're gonna get
20 to 1, bro.
Massive. I'm liking it, brother.
Plus 1942.
Only a 5-legger.
Yeah,
All right, man. Can I do like a 8-point JB like 2.0 special?
I make it quick. We'll keep this under.
Let's talk about it real quick.
All
what
right,
do you think about the Chiasson KO? We both liked it. We never used it.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay, so we might be, maybe this doesn't work out, but maybe we stayed for a little extra longer and it winds up paying us out. Never know. C-Rod round 3? Crazy? Too crazy?
I mean, yeah, kind of crazy, but you can do it if you want.
Do you think it's live? Like, am I out to lunch?
Yeah, of course. Like Dulgarian might gas out. I just think submission might be better, but I mean, he does put the boxing on. Because we writ submission down already. That's the only thing I'm thinking.
What was the JB special originally?
It's here. It's Kennedy 2-3, Tybura 2-3. I like that.
I do too. So instead of the we're gonna also try this with Kennedy round, just Kennedy sub straight up. Or did we do that already?
No, we put Kennedy sub already.
We did Kennedy sub. So and we did Tybura 2-3 and another one. So we have Chiasson KO. What do we mix it with?
Silva round 3.
I don't know how. Do you like it?
Yeah, I like it.
I think it could go deep. Think it's interesting. I think C-Rod sub. I think C-Rod sub's interesting. You think it comes early or late though?
Definitely.
What about Chandler KO? What about Chandler KO? Both the women's fights.
Yeah, I like it. It's there, and they're both the same price. It's weird. I think we
tried that. We tried that before on our best card that we ever had, UFC 297 in Toronto. We tried that. It worked out. I think these are both live spots for it to happen again. That's enough. All right.
I think 2 550s is yeah. I don't know. It's kind of poetic.
The Omen, the JB connection. It's like the JB. We got the JB Special Supreme and the JB Special Junior. This is the JB Special Junior. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like it, bro. It's a fucking ridiculous one. 41-1.
Yeah, these are, we're throwing small units on these small unit starts, but we're gonna get them. So
I reckon that's it, bro. Bang.
The best show in the game, my man. A little under 2 hours, but we did it.
Bang, done. Jeez, I'm getting hot in this room, bro. We're done, boys. I will do a quick little scroll over. So get your phones out right now. Maybe I'll put the link to this in the description. I don't know if I've got time or not, but boys, whatever. You could rewind it. Get your phones out. These are the parlays. Parlay 1 plus 575. Parlay 2 plus 1210. Parlay 3 plus 96. Parlay 3.5. Parlay 4. Parlay 5. Parlay 6 and 6.5. And Parlay 7, the money line special. So that's it, boys. Appreciate every single one of you being here. Shout out to the 1,101 live viewers right now. I'm out. Big bounce back week this week. We're going to continue coming. We're going to continue destroying the bookies like we've been doing for 6 years, tracked on BetMMA.tips. 500 units of profit in less than 5 years, I believe. So you already know, man. Hopefully we can cash another big parlay this weekend or 2. And I'm going to give it to my man JB now to close it out, and then we're going to be out of your head.
I ain't got nothing else to say, my man. Best show in the game. We're going to do it again this week.
Bang.